What is going on, guys? Today we got some information on the new Final Stand game mode coming to Battlefield 5. This game mode is essentially the mini version of the new Battle Royale Firestorm game mode that's coming to BF5 post-launch in November. So on the EA DICE Twitter account today, some of the devs took it over, talking about the stuff that they've been working on, including these new game modes. This is part of the Grand Operations game mode that if you had a chance to play the open beta, you would have had the opportunity to experience. On the first day of Grand Operations, you had a chance to play the new game mode Airborne, where you would parachute onto the map of Narvik. You would then push up the map and try to destroy the different artillery weapons that were there. Then you would move into the second day, where you play the game mode Breakthrough, formerly known in BF1 as Operations, but rebranded to not cause confusion with the Grand Operations that is meant to describe these different game modes packed up into one grand game mode. So the new Breakthrough name has been used, and then that's where it ended for us in the open beta. We didn't get to experience the third or possibly fourth day that will be included in this Grand Operations game mode. So in the third day, we'll play a game mode like Frontlines or Conquest Assault, and in that third day, if it ends up in a draw, we'll then move into the fourth day where we'll get a chance to try out Final Stand. This is again the mini game mode of the new Firestorm Battle Royale game we'll get to experience post-launch in November. So this is really cool to get some information on what exactly this game mode is going to entail. When asked about this new Final Stand game mode, Valorant, one of the DICE devs, replied and said, "Optional last day of Grand Operation. If day 3 ends in a draw, we are defining what it means at the moment. 32 versus 32, no respawns, high attrition, combat area is shrinking towards a number of predetermined locations, up to 3 at the moment. Resupply healing stations at these final destinations. If you aren't revived in time, you will be able to spectate your entire team. Timer will be short, 10-minute at the moment, work in progress. Team that has most players alive wins the Grand Op." So really cool stuff to see this information beginning to come out. Again, we see the optional last day of Final Stand being there if day 3 ends in a draw, and how they're still trying to find what exactly a draw means, which I find really interesting because I do know they want to make Final Stand really epic, and by introducing the rarity of that game mode will help it, but you don't want to make it so rare where you never get to experience the game mode at all. So seeing them manage what a draw actually is will be interesting to watch. We see the 32 versus 32 player battles again, and then we see the introduction of some of the Battle Royale theme with no respawns. We then see the high attrition turns being used, which is really interesting because we don't exactly know what regular attrition is defined as we're hearing it's still kind of a work in progress as we speak. Combat area is shrinking towards a number of predetermined locations, up to 3 at the moment, which I do hope that number increases to make the predictability of these predetermined combat zones much more difficult. Resupply and healing stations are still going to be at those final destinations, and if you aren't revived in time, you will be able to spectate your entire team. The timer will be short, 10 minutes at the moment, work in progress. And I imagine it's still work in progress because that will be a little bit of an issue, because I'd imagine players aren't just going to want to sit around and watch. Obviously, when you're playing Grand Operations, you want to play the game, and to sit around for like 10 minutes might be a bit too long for some people. So I could see people wanting to just get out of the game after they die. But on the flip side of that, if you're playing Grand Operations, this is going to be probably an hour long of game mode if you make it down to the final stand of day 4. So what's really 10 minutes more of your time? So will be really interesting to see how they manage this scenario. And finally, we reached the last part of the tweet where it says the team that has the most players alive wins the Grand Op. Now, I'm assuming the Firestorm after 10 minutes will shrink down to no space at all, so whoever's left in that Firestorm will be incinerated. This would eliminate the possibility of there being another draw, which would defeat the purpose of this epic Final Stand game mode. So I'd imagine you're either going to die from the circle or you're going to die from the enemy player. who's in the middle of the circle not taking any damage. So that would again eliminate that draw possibility, and that makes it really interesting of a game mode and something I'm pretty excited about. I think it's a nice little touch of bringing in the Battle Royale mode into this larger Grand Operations game mode. But feel free to let me know what you guys think about this new game mode in the comments below. But that is it for you guys today. Again, I always appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin, and I'll catch you guys again later.